What's going on, everyone? In this video, I want to show you how messy charts can make money and why your charts should look messy. So what do I mean by that? Well, we can see a lot of different things on my charts. We see some dotted lines, we see some, some zone boxes that I've put on there. We see trend lines. There's a lot of stuff going on, right? And the reason why there's a lot of stuff going on is because throughout the day, I'm constantly and actively drawing on my chart, like all day. I'm constantly putting supply and demand zones on there. I'm constantly marking out highs and lows. I'm constantly looking at areas of, consolidation periods. And let's be honest, the market hasn't been the easiest to trade the past couple of days, right? Yesterday, pretty much essentially didn't really even pull back. Like if you didn't get a really solid entry on a long or just close your eyes and go long, it was going to be very, very difficult to make any cash. Today, we shoot up off the open, it pulls back, right? Let me pull my drawing tool, shoots up off the open, it pulls back. Typically in these type of scenarios, I really try to stay away from scalping these type of moves because I'm always concerned about what if we pull back here or here, right? And what I like to see is if it's going to do this, pull back, show me some consolidation so I can, use a swing low as a stop, maybe use a break of structure to get back long and target a high of day takeout, right? Didn't happen. Market kind of just came all the way back down. Now, the dotted lines that you see on the screen is a 30-minute opening range. We stayed in this 30-minute opening range for the better half of 3 hours, like absolutely brutal. So I started to look at more areas. Another area that I was looking at was the left-hand side of my chart is a 15-minute view. The right-hand side is a 5-minute view. But this gray box here, okay, this gray box, I put a Fibonacci retracement of the 30-minute opening range. So basically what I'm looking for is if we're back over the 50%, right? So if we bust through to the high side, we pull back and we hold, I'm looking to stay long. If we're down trading here, I'm looking to stay short. The only problem is that for 2 hours we just went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I was trying to really stress to my community, inside evolution traders, guys, these are days where people blow a ton of accounts. These are days where you start anticipating a bunch of moves and you start trying to assume that it's going to go higher, trying to assume that it's going to go lower. So let's get back to the topic at hand. Messy charts can make money. I want to show you how immediately once you start to identify that market is choppy, and again, don't get me wrong, a lot of you guys who are trading, who have been trading even for just a month, you guys can still identify a choppy market. Maybe it means you take one or two paper cut losses. Maybe it means, whoa, you don't see your setup and then you have to just kind of watch. But you can tell when the market is choppy. My best advice, if you can tell or you get that inkling that the market is choppy and it's not really picking a side, stay off. Just stay off until something significant happens. And if we kind of go through later in the day, I did take a couple of scalps here. Like once we kind of pulled back through this midpoint range and then we kind of traded back above it, I went long here. And when you look back at it, it wasn't a great trade at all. But I was scalping. I got 10 points off the move. And my thought process on the trade was we put in a spike, we pulled all the way back, set a low. I'm looking at 3 wicks. And then now we're starting to get some consolidation and some closure back over that 50% range of the 30-minute opening range. The only thing that I didn't get was continuation. I got 10 points on the trade. That's completely fine. I didn't get continuation. Another thing that I marked out that I wanted to start seeing here is if I took this wick low, I just drug a trend line here and started to drag it up. It didn't really come into play until here at 8:05 Pacific Standard Time. But you're going to notice that by drawing this here at 8:05 Pacific Standard Time, using these 2 touch points and then just extending this trend line, let me show you guys what happened. Look at here at 10:15. 10:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we pull back, we pull back, we pull back, and we stop right at that same trend line. So now, because I've already drawn this on my chart, I'm thinking one thing. If we get a following candle to confirm the breakdown of this trend line, maybe there's an opportunity to scalp. Took another 10 points here on this trade. I by any means did not have a huge day. on my funded accounts, I only made about $300. But I'll take it on a day like today. Another area that I was looking at was once we started to break, right? Let me zoom in a little bit so I can get some more candlesticks to show at one time. This green box that you see here on the screen, once we kind of broke out of like this little swing high, I was anticipating a full breakout of the 30-minute opening range, which we did get a breakout all the way to 21,419. And again, congratulations everyone who was in live trading with me this morning in my Discord. There was a few of us who caught this trade, and it was a pretty decent trade. But what I was looking at is once we kind of broke these swing highs, I watched us break, and then I watched this pull back. Maybe my drawing tool will help. So I'm looking at this swing high here, right? These two touch points here and here. And then what I'm looking at is a breakout, right? I'm looking at the breakout. And then I'm looking at us pull right back. So once we pulled right back into that previous resistance and we held again, putting in another little mini high here, we started to pull back again. So what I told myself is third time's a charm. If we broke and retested once, broke and retested twice, now we've got a double bottom. Now we've got this clear floor. If I can get long here, right? Anywhere in this zone, right? Anywhere in this zone, here, doesn't matter. Anywhere in this zone, if I can get long off this pullback, then maybe potentially I have a good opportunity to put a stop loss just below it and then play for the 30-minute opening range break. And I would have loved to see this break and pull back and consolidate and continue higher. Did not do that. But again, when we got in here, and I think some of us even got it here once we took out this swing high, this also paid 10, 15 points. So again, another beautiful trade. So you can start to see your chart really starts to come to life the more stuff you start putting on it because you're analyzing in real time. The next trade that I took, another scalp, was when we immediately swept the 30-minute opening range and we had a drastic pullback. That got my attention. Automatically, I've got a double top here. I know that the pressure is going to remain down unless we take out the high of day. So what do I need to see? Well, I need to see something in terms of bias showing me that there's a change in trend. That comes here, the closure below the 20 SMA, okay? Then I'm looking at 1 candle, 2 candles, 3 candles bounce right into my 20 SMA, and they fail to close back over. So what I tell myself, and you can see this dotted line here, this dotted line, that dotted line, 21,383, I told myself if we stay below the 20 SMA, I can use this dotted line, which is an area of 1, 2, 3 wicks as a stop, and I can sit short. And again, I'm not going to try to target some low of day breakout, you know, like especially with the way that the market's been trading. If I can get in short here and I can just target the bottom of this range here, that's going to be another 10 points. So I got in, took another 10 points. And then because of the drawing, the trade that I just spoke about prior to that, once we broke the trend line, there was another 10 points there. So today was like a battle of like constant looking for these little scalps and trying to see where I can just make $1, right? Like I just want to get in here and make a couple bucks. And by this time, the brain is absolutely fried. But again, messy charts are going to make you money because as the day proceeds to build structure, you want to be looking at prior areas of support here, here, and here. If that prior area of support is broken, maybe you put some risk on the table and you take a short. You know, I want to see where's this 30-minute high at, where's the 30-minute low at. Okay, great. I want to mark this channel out. Well, if we're trading inside this channel, I really don't want to be involved in too much, right? Again, if we break structure, good, wait for a break, wait for a retest, and then I want to try to get long somewhere in here, okay? Because I can use the bottom of this range as a stop loss and play for the break or the test of the high of day, which was a 30-minute opening range. So your chart will start to come to life over time as you start adding in little things to your chart. So again, if you're not putting drawings on your chart intraday, again, we all come into the day with levels on our chart. We all come into the day looking for a specific strategy. However, if intraday you're not adding on more drawings, putting on zones, putting on trend lines, you're doing yourself a disservice. If you want to learn how to do that, maybe you want to trade with myself and the team at Evolution Traders, get access to my courses where you can see all those different strategies that I like to play. Join the mentorship, whatever you guys want to do. All of that information is down in the description box below. But I just wanted to make this video and kind of point out some things. And again, all those little trades that I took, it was about 6 or 7 trades, and I traded micros, added up to around $300. And I felt like I worked my ass off. But again, I've had days where I've taken 1 or 2 trades and made $500, right? It's just, I wasn't getting that type of price action. So I really needed these drawings to help me, right? Like I needed these drawings. I needed these trend lines. I needed these, 30-minute opening range channels. I needed to see, where are we, kind of bouncing and holding, right? Where did we, put in on a bigger time frame some kind of big hammer candle on the 15, right? Where it kind of sweeps a high and then pulls back, right? I need to see where are we losing structure and where it would be confirmation, right, to the downside. I need to see that, because if I don't, I'm basically just looking at these candlesticks and I'm playing blind. I'm trying to get long here, trying to go short here, trying to get long here, trying to go short. I'm just going back and forth with no real rhyme or reason. And it's this price action right here that I have a feeling chopped a ton of people up. It's even this price action in here that I have a feeling chopped a ton of people up today. And again, I did not win every single one of my trades. There was another trade that I believe, where was it at? It was this short here, right? I was using this swing high and looking at this short back down to play to the bottom. This short, chopped me up a little bit, right? I got short here. As soon as I got in, it just wicked me and it just went right back in my favor, or right back against my favor. And I just said, I'm not doing this. I just got out of the trade. But again, I took a few losses today. And even with taking a few losses, keeping those losses very, very small, and just trying to do the same thing consistency wise when it comes to my scalps, if I can get green and I can log those days in, all's going to be okay. And I live to trade another day, and we live to battle, and we live to, continue to do this for a living or for part-time work or for a side hobby or whatever. But please, guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on the video if you found anything out of this video useful. I would definitely highly appreciate it, and I'll see all of you guys on the next video.